So Stephen and Helen, can you say, I'm Stephen, I'm Helen, we're beef farmers, our beef is going to the Olympics. You can also say we grow wheat and other crops too.
Hello, I'm Stephen.
I'm Helen.
And welcome to Rectory Farm to come and have a look at our beef, which we are currently rearing and due to send to the Olympics. The farm as a whole is grassland and combinable crops. The corn is harvested and we use the straw for bedding for the cattle, and the crops are either sent for milling or for livestock feed. We also grow oilseed rape, and that goes for cooking oil manufacture.
Okay, fantastic. So how many cattle do you have on site here?
We have 55 suckler cows, and we rear everything that comes off of that they rear, and sell those when they're about 24 to 25 months of age. So in total we'd have about, at any one time, about 150 to 160 head of cattle on the farm.
Okay. And what's, you know, at any time of the year, you've got a particular season for calving, or how does that work? And tell us a bit more about birthing the calves.
Yeah, we usually calve around the springtime, which usually starts towards the end of February and goes on until the middle of May. All the cows are put to a limousine bull, and when they calve, we usually... Sorry, can you do that again?
That's all right. No, that's fine. Yeah.
And the calves are born when they're housed through the latter stages of the winter, and we use the mother's milk to rear the calves, and which means that we need to produce a high performance diet for the cows, so that they're producing good quality milk, which should produce a good, strong, healthy calf.
So you're kind of concentrating on growing the right stuff here that's going to feed your cows the right nutrients and ingredients. So almost like you're prepared. They're a bit like, you know, they're a bit like athletes, aren't they? In a way that they're having to eat the right things to make them perform to a higher standard.
We're growing all the crops on our farm. That improves the traceability of where the crops are all coming from, and that sort of complies with the Red Tractor standards. We know where all the crops are coming from, so the wheat would be rolled by a nutritionist who comes with his mill and mix lorry through the winter and makes up different batches of 4 or 5 tonnes throughout the winter. We're also feeding to the cattle grass, which is conserved as silage, and we also grow maize, which is again conserved as forage maize silage. The straw is a byproduct of the cereal crops that we grow, and we usually store that under cover, and that provides some of the dark too. And then to balance the ration out, we would buy in a protein concentrate, which would get mixed in with the whole ration. We usually use a nutritionist who comes in at the beginning of the year, and he takes a sample of our grass silage, and on the analysis of that we would then work out a ration for the different classes of cattle that we have on the farm. And so we need to keep our cattle performing to a high level, and so we have a balanced diet to keep them growing at an even level. We cannot afford them to have any setbacks throughout their growth and their time that they're living with us on the farm.
Great, very good answer. So Helen, how are you looking forward to the Olympics? Will you be watching the Olympics?
I'm going to the Olympics.
Are you?
Yes.
What are you going to see?
We're going to go and watch the hockey. We were lucky enough to get tickets for the bronze medal men's hockey match, and we're going to go and see some of the league matches as well. So really lucky with that. We should be watching the Olympics at home as a family, and our daughter Rebecca is a volunteer down at the Olympics working in the aquatic centre. So we're thrilled to bits. We're really involved, not only feeding people but actually going to see it as well.
Fantastic, great answer. And so Stephen, the Red Tractor's assurances themselves, in terms of things like welfare, or maybe it's kind of environmental or safety, which bits of that do you think help you in your day-to-day job?
I think that the whole guidelines that we have in the booklet that the Red Tractor Assurance send out to us just gives us pointers and reminds us of our assurance capabilities and what we should be doing. and as a whole we're looking on a daily basis to look over the welfare of our cattle to make sure that there isn't any injuries or any ill health in amongst them, and if we did suspect anything we'd either treat it ourselves or call in the vet who would work very closely with, and he would call in at least 3 or 4 times a year, and so we work with him to produce a herd health plan, and that goes to help monitor how our cattle are performing, and if there's any problems that arise from that we can work it out and change it for the following year. As far as welfare standards, also we work with the Red Tractor standards on how we manage to keep our feed stocks, and so it shows us how we should be storing our feed safely, and which means that we sort of have a controlled vermin program to control rodents, and we make sure that the cattle have got access to bedding at all times, so they're lying comfortably, they have access to water, they have access to good amounts of feed, and they have good areas to walk around in, so that they have plenty of access, plenty of area in the buildings through the winter. And then when they're out at summer, obviously we're still going around and checking them daily, and we can also make sure then that they've got plenty of adequate forage and grass that's growing in front of them.
And so Helen, I'm not going to direct this at you, Helen, because I'm sure Stephen's always out buying all the food shopping and all of that sort of thing as well.
100%.
When you're in the supermarket, do you look for the Red Tractor logo? Do you buy Red Tractor products? In everything else you must have milk in your tea and, you know, beer or whatever else.
We usually look for the Red Tractor logo, as we obviously British farmers and very proud to what we do, and therefore as part of the programme with the Red Tractor Assurance, we like to support it in every way that we can do.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you could just tell us both your names one at a time, and then say where you are. We're here at Rectory Farm, and how old you are, if that's okay.
Far away.
I'm Peter.
I'm Tom, and we're here at Rectory Farm for.
That's alright, that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. So tell us, start by things you know. Do you have favourites? Did you watch the football last night?
No.
You didn't?
No, but I watched the
football.
highlights of it.
What sport do you watch then?
Rugby.
Oh, rugby. And who do you follow in rugby?
I try and follow Northampton Saints, but
Oh right, they're quite good, aren't they?
yeah.
Who plays for them? Who's their top player?
I don't know, because quite a lot of the England squad play for them, so
Yeah, they all do. They're really
Yeah.
good, I think. All right, good. So, do you help out, and what jobs do you do around the farm?
I help out by shutting the doors behind my dad when he's bedding down,
Yeah.
and if he's away for the weekend or something, I'll scrape up the silage and make sure they're well fed.
So generally, sort of keeping things tidy and looking after it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a calf being born?
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
It was quite cool.
Was it cool? Why?
Because I don't know, it's just, I think I found it most interesting when the vet came and did a cesarean on a cow, because I just got to see like inside the cow, and yeah.
Wow, amazing. What do you think? I mean, do you think that's one of the best things about living on a farm, that you get to see things that other people of your age wouldn't?
I would say so, yeah.
So it makes you, well, that's fantastic, because people, you know, never get the opportunity to do that. Okay, so Tom, then, are you at school? You're still at school?
No, I work in an IT company, helping out on the help desk and technical support and that.
Yeah, and can you drive a tractor?
I haven't driven one in a while, but I can drive one. I know what I'm doing.
And how would you grade your tractor driving capabilities between 1 and 10?
Probably about 5 or 6.
Oh right, okay.
I don't.
The chap that drove the tractor for us yesterday, Stacey, he reckoned that he had won a young tractor driver's like cup or something, age 17, making him the best tractor driver in the whole of the UK for speed reversing. All right, so chaps, you know we've got the very excitingly and ultra competitive the National Potato Throwing Championships that we're organising. What do you think of your father's chances in this?
I've never really seen him throw a potato before, but and I'm sure he could do all right.
I don't know.
What are your hesitation?
He's never thrown a potato.
Yeah, he hasn't really thrown stuff. He generally picks it up and places it.
And have you seen him preparing in any way, like exercising around the farm and stuff?
He's been forking up the silage.
Very good. Brilliant. That's great. All right, that's fantastic, chaps. And tell us a bit about. Are you excited about the Olympics? Then, obviously, you're big rugby fans. But what sports are you most looking forward to seeing at the Olympics?
I'm looking forward to going watching the hockey at the Olympics, as I play myself. Yeah, no, we're going off to watch the bronze match at the Olympics, so that should be a good experience to go and see it, and a chance to celebrate. And if England get through to the match that we're going to watch,
I'm looking forward to seeing the rugby sevens in the Olympics, because that's the sport that I'm into, type of thing. So.
And guys, how do you feel then about, you know, the beef that you produce and all the work that your family put into things here, that's going to be eaten at the Olympics by athletes and by visitors? What does that make you feel like?
I think
it's just nice to know that it's tasty enough to go to places like that. And yeah, no, it's a big achievement for my dad to be able to get his beef and everything to be there, and no, I'm proud of it.
Yeah. What he said.
Lovely, great answer. Thank you, chaps, that's brilliant.
Well done, guys. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Warm enough. Bloody frozen, but never mind.
Sarah, where have you travelled from today?
I've actually come from Belfast.
Have you really?
Came over last night.
Well, that is dedication. Fantastic. Did you stay locally?
Yeah, good old Holiday Inn.
The Holiday Inn?
Yeah, supporting the Olympics as well, so...
I noticed there's a very interestingly named pub down the road that made me giggle when I went past. It was on the map. Anyway, we'll come to that. So basically, tell us a bit about where you work and what your job is.
Okay, I work for a company called Dawn Meats, which actually processes the beef that Stephen rears on this farm. And we supply catering butchers who will supply into schools and hospitals for the Olympics. We also supply bigger retailers as well.
Fantastic. What kind of cuts of beef do you know, what sort of things should we be looking for? Is it sirloin, you know, whatever it might be?
You name it. The animals produce mince, steaks, joints, your Sunday roast to your lasagna will come off these lovely animals behind us. But we've got, for the retailers, obviously the most important thing is actually looking for a red tractor to make sure those animals have been looked after to the best of anyone's ability on animal welfare, food safety and traceability.
So we understand that, you know, from the red tractor's point of view, that's really important to look after the cattle so that the quality, you know, of their lives, the quality of the cuts that produced are the best. So what sort of things does the red tractor do to help produce that quality?
Number one is animal welfare, as far as we're concerned. Traceability is obviously key to make sure that we know exactly where everything has come from, to give a good, safe piece of food to the consumers. But animal welfare is number one, because to get that yummy steak at the end of the day, you need a very calm, stress-free animal, because any stress will obviously affect meat quality. So red tractor in terms of welfare, making sure the animals are looked after to the standards, making sure they've got good quality feed in front of them, straw, bedding and all that sort of thing is paramount to what we do processing wise, but also handling when it comes to managing anything on farm, whether it be injections or tagging or weighing or the standard procedures that farmers will do. we have to make sure are done as stress-free as possible, and also the transports to our processing sites to make sure the animals are calm, and that's all under the Red Tractor standards.
And can I ask you, it's a sort of, as well as the kind of physical aspect of things that need to be done, there's almost kind of like a psychological understanding of the animals. And I know that, is that happening there? Sorry.
What do you think? One had escaped?
Oh, I thought something was kicking that.
It's just the wind.
Yeah. So as well as the kind of physical things like good bedding, obviously the animals are in now out of the rain, looking after them with, you know, making sure they're inoculated and taking care of their health. There's a kind of psychological aspect to understanding these animals, and I know that Stephen here at the farm uses a particular bit of kit really to really best understand the animal. Tell me a bit about the lady that's invented this and what the thinking comes from.
Farming is very much science. You have to understand the animals to get the best performance out of them, and whether it be what they eat and how they convert the food or how they're handled. The farm here operates a handling system developed by a lady called Temple Grandin. She's an American lady who suffers from autism, and she's put those learnings from being autistic into practice of how animals view things and what they will see as they move around the farm. And handling systems designed with curved races, solid sides, and so that lights don't affect them, shadows don't affect them, drain covers, all the little things that you don't really take into consideration when you're moving stock. Play a big importance into how animals flow through a system, and so much so that, I mean, she used the technology called the squeeze crush, and it sounds horrible, but actually it's from her learnings of being autistic, being wrapped up in a blanket to keep herself calm. The same sort of thing in terms of moving a crush to just touch the sides of the animal, keep an animal calm, is the same principle, and it's made life on farm, especially for Stephen here using his system. He can operate it using one person alone, so that helps him on labour costs, but also it makes it a very safe system for him to operate.
That's great.
That's fantastic.
Good, that's lovely.
Really good.
And